Hello, everyone. Hello to you all. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are looking and listening. And I welcome you all to Couch Conversations with Sherri Harris. Allgood. Thank y'all for joining me today. We're here every Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. with new conversations, y'all. We just talking. But I thank you for joining us. God is still good. Yes, He is. And tonight we do have a special guest who's going to be with us during our couch conversation talk. We have a business spotlight, and y'all, it's good to be here. So y'all go ahead and like and share. Go ahead and like and share if you will. I'm gonna do the same as well. And it's been a good week. I don't know about y'all, but it's been a good week. I just finished up with our Black History Month. This past Saturday, we had a gathering. I consider it as a gathering of the giants in Montgomery County, and just knowing the work and sharing the work of everyone, businesses, organizations. Y'all, it's a lot of resources that are out here, and I'll go into it later on, but what has to happen is we have to remove those barriers so people will know what is going on, like the tools that are needed. Me and my husband, we went up to Greensboro for a faith and community conference. And there was a lot of people in the room that have these resources, and they're just trying to get it out there. And so I know what I'm using this platform for is to get the information out, to disseminate it, to let everyone know that there are some things out here that people, may not even know about. Y'all, look, I got my grandbabies, 3 of them anyway. These are 3, Naomi, Junior, and Jaden. Jaden is my oldest one. But we got 7 in all. But yeah, this was made by my daughter-in-law, Deja, she makes shirts. She's back making them, so y'all go out. I'm gonna have her on one of these one day. But going back, so there's a lot of resources, a lot of things going on, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and share with you all our spotlight for this evening, and I'm gonna let you all see the video, and then after the video, then we're going to bring her on. All right, I'm excited. All right, let me set it up real quick. Let me set it up, and we're going to get this party started. All right, y'all, here goes.
Hi, I am Sherilla Horton, owner and operator of Inner Genius Unlocked and co-founder of the Youth Academics and Athletics Foundation. We are a holistic academic concierge service for families and agencies and organizations that work with youth of all ages. Our services include program consultation, where we help organizations and agencies design unique programs to meet their specific demographic needs. We also provide technical support and training for your staff. Another service is our Success Plan Case Management, where we help your students set monthly goals, provide and align resources to help them accomplish those goals, and we do monthly check-ins to help monitor the progress of those goals. This is ideal for students that are at risk due to grades or behaviors. Another program is Academic Support Training in Reading and Math, where we focus on the building blocks needed to improve grade level proficiency. We do this in group, one-on-one, virtual, and in-person platforms. We also provide support with IEP and 504 goal setting. We work closely with parents, families, and the school staff to make sure that our students are fully supported on their road to success. We also have our League of Extraordinary Minds, which is a social networking club for middle school and high school students. It is a virtual platform where we get to interact and meet people globally, professionals and young adults that are doing amazing things. Our last program is our 123 College Ready program, where we work one-on-one with students as they prepare to leave to go to college. We look forward to working with you, and we want you to know that books make you smart, and smart makes you money.
Yes, 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 yes. Y'all, we're going to bring her in right now. None other than Sherilla Horton. Hello, Miss Horton.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
I am well. I am well. Glad to be on. Glad to be on.
Awesome, awesome. I know the last time I saw you was this past Saturday. And when I introduced you, I said, listen, y'all, she doing some work out there in Moore County. And I'm telling you, they ain't ready. They ain't ready. So just tell us about what you got going on. Just give us a rundown.
Okay, the rundown. So right now I am a one-man show. So I want to start with that. So when you hear me talking, just know that I need to grow a team. I need
got
to grow a team. So I am the owner and operator of Inner Genius Unlocked, which is our for-profit entity. And then I am also co-founder of the Youth Academics and Athletics Foundation, which is, of course, it's our nonprofit entity that we work with. So there's different things that we do under each umbrella. So under the Inner Genius Unlocked umbrella, I provide math courses for homeschool co-ops virtually. So I have a couple of contracts with sports leagues, private schools, homeschool co-ops, and I provide their math and tutoring for elementary and middle school students. And I also provide academic support. So I was tutoring students a couple of days after school, and it just became a little more, they needed some more support, better support. So I worked out a deal where I'm able to support them and work with the teachers in real time. I'm able to communicate with the teachers and then share that information with parents. And so each week, the parents have access to my Google Classroom. So they get a report on what the teachers say they need to work on, the issues and problems that they've had throughout the week. And then I provide enrichment videos. So the parents, I keep them very short. So it's something that they can have time to do, won't take a lot of time. And just give them support and encouragement for enrichment for their students. And we're trying to get them on grade level. They missed a lot. Most of these students are younger, and they either started school during the pandemic or were in like first, second grade, kindergarten, first, second grade during the pandemic, and missed some of those foundational things that they. And so I just provide extra support, and I also attend IEP meetings with parents to help them set those goals, and also advise parents through observations and working with their students of my opinion, because I am not a doctor, but I do give them my opinion on whether or not they should go through diagnosis, getting their kids tested for different things, medications, and different remedies, because most of the times parents want to try different things before they go that route. So I just try my best to share that information or resources. Most importantly, I want to make sure that what I know is accessible to my parents. And then after the school hours, I go to Brookville Community Center and I am their youth programs coordinator. And right now, the first program that we have started there is their after school program. And it is a free after school program. Yes. So Candor Elementary provides transportation. We run Monday through Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. and they get a healthy snack. We're really big on, we partner with First Health. And so their Arches program is ran out of there. So we do a wealth of physical activities, nutrition, education lessons. Jamal Moore provides peer support. Ms. Carolyn Johnson does STEM experiments and activities with them on Thursdays. And they're about to start gardening. So that is a big project that we're working on. And so I'm reaching out to you guys. I'm going to reach out to Yolanda. I'm going to reach out to Fatih and the men. We got a bunch of tires. We had tires donated last summer. So we're going to try to utilize those so they can have their own individual gardens. So start learning about gardening and healthy eating and having those fruits and vegetables, growing your own and going the from the farm to the table is
Yeah.
what we want to do. So that is what I do right now. I'm working on some other projects. We are going to start doing a program called A League of Extraordinary Minds. And that is a social networking group for middle schoolers and high schoolers. And it will be a virtual platform,
Okay.
but I've created a pretty nice global network over the last couple of years. And so a lot of these professionals have agreed to come in and have sessions where they're talking to the youth, exposing them to different experiences. And that's important when we're in our area in a small rural counties
Right.
where our students may not see everything that they can potentially be in life.
Right.
And it is important that they see that representation, seeing people that look like them in these fields, and then even being introduced to things that they may not even know that they're good at,
Wow.
in things they don't even know they're interested in. So that's a new program that we're working on. And one other program that I've done before that I'm going to now add to the repertoire now that we have a nonprofit is I work one-on-one with students to help with high school seniors who may not have that support at home for various reasons, working with them to help them prepare to lead to go to college. If college is not an option, if it's not something that, you may be the first, they may be the first time college student. So they may not get that support, may not know. And there's a lot that goes behind preparing to leave home to go to college. So literally, we talk to financial aid. We help them fill out applications. We help them fill out their financial aid applications. We help them write their essay and review them. I have a team of volunteers that help to proofread those essays. We help them look for scholarships. A number of things. I went with two of the girls to their actual orientation, so they can get moved in and have somebody there to support them, and really fight through those things. And we've added a partnership with a private school that's now able to provide recovery courses. So if something happened in high school and they may have missed a math or a foreign language or something of that nature, I've partnered with a private school. And so they're able to offer those recovery courses to help
Wow.
them to overcome those barriers and to get in that program. So that's encouraged us to add transcript evaluation. So I do encourage my parents to review their kids' transcripts, their high school transcripts, ninth grade, 10th grade, before getting into the 11th, because when they apply for college, they're looking at things from their 11th grade year.
Right.
So encouraging them to evaluate those transcripts and making sure that they have the classes that they need to be in order to do whatever it is, vocational, universities, whatever the case may be, that life after high school is what we help prepare them for.
Wow. Now wait a minute. You started out saying you're a one man. This is just one person doing all of this.
I have a great support system.
Okay, well, that makes a difference. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you one thing that I see, like even over in Brutonville, and Brutonville, for those that don't know, Brutonville is in Montgomery County. It's a small community, predominantly Black community, and does have some Hispanics over there as well. But it's pretty much where Brutonville, the school, it was one of our Black schools here in Montgomery County. And now it is now a community center where they do a lot of programs in there that target, I know the seniors, they do senior bingo. They have a lot of stuff going on out there. But so this youth component being added to this facility, like it is major. So, but I know that you have some help. You have volunteers over there. And so which is good. Now tell me this, because I know how much of a visionary I am, right? So I know it can be difficult to birth a baby and then say, okay, y'all make sure y'all take care of that. I'll be back. So how is that? Like, tell me, how do you balance all of this? How do you do that?
It is very difficult. My plan was to start small, perfect the systems, and then expand. But my heart wouldn't let me do that. because if there's a need and I can feel it, I'm going to feel it because I do this for the babies.
Gotcha.
I do not adults. I do this for the babies. But it's difficult. I am actually in that mode now where I am contemplating the best way to do that, to hand that program back over. There are some things that I would love to add to that before that happens. I would love to maybe spend another year there and add some middle school and high school programs. But bring in volunteers. Even I would never leave Montgomery County, even though I'm from Moore County. I'm from Eagle Springs, and we're just.
Oh yeah, just a stone cast, right?
Yeah, and I have lots and lots of family and people that I love dearly in Montgomery County. So hopefully I can work that out so I would never have to completely leave, and I could, always play a role in that. But I think the key is making yourself invaluable, being genuine. I pray about everything.
You better.
So if there's a case where I am not somewhere or I'm somewhere longer, I know that it's either it's either God ordained or God designed. It's one or the other. It's somewhere God wants me to be. So it's difficult, but getting the right volunteers. We're looking for volunteers that are dedicated, that love working with students, that wouldn't mind coming in and making that commitment to work with the students long term. They are amazing kids. They are absolutely amazing. And right now we have a volunteer. We also have a paid person, and there may be some more opportunities for that coming.
Okay.
Excuse me. But just bringing the right people on board. When the right people are on board, it makes it a lot easier to let go of that baby.
Right. I gotcha. And I know I know you mentioned the pandemic, and one of the, I've been studying the statistics of here in Montgomery County as it relates to our students and after the pandemic, and even the scores, the test scores and all of the information that has been missed. But it's also, Sherilla, a lot of funding that has come into like the school system that I really that's something that we need to push. The communities need to push and say, okay, listen, y'all got some money for these programs in these community centers. I mean, because guess what you're doing? You're supporting the efforts that they're doing in the schools. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that we miss a lot. I know with SCA, St. Hills Cooperation Association, what we try to do is we try to go into the community and say, okay, listen, y'all know what y'all need, right? Like I can all day bring you pizza and you can be lactose intolerant. You see what I'm saying? Like I can take you things and think I'm doing good, but it's not until we get people like you, Sherilla, that's doing the work, and we can come and say, okay, you're doing the work. You have the structure, you have the model, you're impacting these students outside of the school walls. And so now what we want to do is we want to support you. We want to give you, we want to undergird you. So how can, if you were to talk in front of the school board, because there's some school board members listening right now, if you want to talk to the school board, what exactly would you communicate to them regarding this program?
Well, fortunately, I talk to our school board a lot in Moore County.
Okay.
I talk to our school board a lot. So I have talked to the school board to let them know that we understand, number one, like you said, our kids are not proficient. They're not on grade level, and we know that. And these things take time. This is not something that can be fixed in 3 months, 6 months. It takes time, because what people do not realize is that whenever you teach a child, you are creating connections in their brain, literally. You are connecting synapses in their brain, and that is how their brain develops. So if they're losing it and they do not have those connections, you have to literally rewire their brains. Your brain is the most important muscle in your body.
Right.
But it's also the most neglected muscle in our body. And to the school board in that way. I feel like because of the budget cuts, because of the teacher shortages and things that are really impacting the schools, it is important that we embrace our community support, our community agencies, our grassroots organizations that are doing things to help provide. I know so many people that have organizations that are doing small things in the community that do not have funding, that are doing things out of their pocket. Everything I've done from day one has I fund everything myself.
Wow.
I've gotten some small grants here and there, but nowhere close to what I spend to run this program, these programs. But we're here not for the funds, even though we need the funds. We
Right.
need the funds.
Yeah,
Um,
see?
but we are here. Yes, we need the funds, but we are here for the kids. And I do think that it is time that we start, that the school boards, the schools and communities start working closely together. That is the best way that we can negate and be proactive about the budget cuts that are happening and the shortages that are happening. Because like you said, there's funding out there for these nonprofit organizations. There's funding out here for pre-K centers and these different entities. And we need to come together. We need to stop hogging the money.
Mm-hmm.
Sick of ineffective programs. I'm going to say that. Let me say that. I am sick and tired of ineffective programs, money going to the same places that are not.
My, my, my.
Oh, yes, we have to start looking at what is really affecting our kids
Right.
and bringing in the community organizations. I'm working with our school board now on a project that will prayerfully go into the Moore County schools starting in August. Um, and it is a way for us to, number one, advocate for our students while supporting the schools.
Gotcha.
So we don't want to attack them. We want to support them, but we have to be able to advocate for our students to make sure that they're getting what they need. We're in 2023, and education is one of the only industries that has not had a complete overhaul, that has not changed with the times. We don't
Wow.
change the way we teach our kids. We actually fight against the
Mhm.
best ways for our kids to learn. I used to always joke and say, during the pandemic, a lot of parents would say, "Oh, I don't want to teach virtually. Virtually doesn't work for my kids. My kids can't learn that way." These are things that we see 1 year olds doing TikToks
Hey,
better than I.
come on now.
Um, you know, we're not going to say that they can't learn that way. I think that we as adults have a little wall up, and we have
Yes.
to open our eyes and minds and hearts as to how we can be innovative in how we teach our students and how we teach them to learn. There may be, and again, these are things that I've said to our school board members. It may be time that we open our minds to teaching them differently, to looking at where they go and what they're doing. The outcomes as adults are different. We could never become millionaires through a phone.
Right. Influencers.
Like,
Right.
never. Like, you don't have to leave your house. But in real estate, there's so many things that I myself have learned in the last few years of what different avenues to get into these different fields. The vocations, I'm sorry, the vocational and trades that used to be key in the Black community that are now that were replaced with making sure that we get that paper from that university. But some of those, those were trade skills. Those are high paying jobs. We
Yes.
may bringing those programs back into our high schools for our kids. We really have to start looking at at the best ways to support our kids, not the best thing as far as spending your money, not the best thing for you, the adult, not what makes you comfortable, not what you are used to, but what is the best thing for every one of our kids. There may need to be 5 different routes because
Right.
our different.
Exactly.
So that one or two avenues isn't going to work because we have thousands of kids, hundreds of thousands of kids that are going through these school systems at any given time. And we have to make sure that we are supporting them and their needs and their goals versus us and
Wow.
our goals and where we're comfortable. So I always combat and encourage our Board of Education to think outside of the box, be innovative, but most importantly, letting the community support our students.
Right. That is major. That's major. And one of the things that we have to get to is this me and mine. Like what works best for me, and what, just because it works best for us does not mean it works best for others. And one of the things that I'm seeing, especially like here in Montgomery County, is that we have some people on our school board may not be as up to date. And so it is difficult for them to really make innovative decisions that meet the generation that is coming through. So it's like a big chasm between, you have that, well, whenever I was a little boy, this is what occurred. Well, we ain't there no more. You see what I'm saying? And those that really don't even want to have any, okay, listen, if you're not even on social media,
that's number one.
I mean, and you're in the school system. Now, if you don't want to be on social media, and it's okay, just stay at home, do what you do. But there's like I said, a big disconnect, because we got to be innovative. Like, they are learning at rapid speed, right? And so they come into the classroom and they're like, what is y'all doing? I learned this on TikTok. I've already learned this on Instagram. Like, you got to give me something more. And we got this same traditional mindset. Sit down, boys and girls, listen to, and their minds are everywhere. Like, it's going. And we're expecting them to sit in a seat. We're expecting them to, carry yourself, get in that straight line. And have you ever had to walk in a line as an adult?
Okay. You're preaching to the choir now. I'm telling you, I tell people that all the time. When I teach my students, I say, Miss Sherilla, can I use my calculator? Yes. No one has ever said, Sherilla, if you can't tell me what 7 times 9 is, you're not getting this paycheck. Not one time ever.
Not one time.
Not one time ever.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why we're not being innovative, why we're not, because our children are creators. Like, the world is teaching them how to be creators. And if they're going into a classroom for just to memorize concepts, to memorize these things that they can Google at the drop of a dime, like, something is wrong here. And if we don't go, but I'm going to tell you, I believe, Sherilla, just people like you, who have their ear to what is the needs of the community, and you're actually going for, like, what is your the brain that you have, that says genius. That's what people are saying. Wait a minute, right here, y'all holding me up.
Yes.
To tap into my geniushood and allow me to operate.
It's unlocked. Yes, it is genius unlocked. Everybody has a genius. Everybody. Your genius. And guess what, everybody? Everybody's genius is not academics. It's not intellectual. I'm a very intelligent person, but I couldn't go do anything with a car. I can't do hair to save my life. I can't build a website. There's so many things that I cannot do. And that's okay, because that's not my genius. Wow. And that's one of the things that I really work hard to do. And that's really how I break barriers with the students that I homeschool, is that I allow them to work within their genius. I teach them what they need to know. I support all academic institutions. Right. I am a fan, and I am all about homeschooling. I love homeschooling. There's just a flexibility in there that is like none other, because I have the ability to teach kids what they need to know. I don't have to teach them the fluff. That's a requirement by the state. That's a requirement by the people who are getting older, not in touch, not being innovative, that hasn't changed in I don't know how many years. And I'm gonna tap on something, but this is the same education. This is the same education system that we weren't allowed in 60 years ago. So I don't know if I'm too crazy about just blindly following those rules and regulations, because I don't know the purpose behind it. I don't know the reason behind the foundation of making that a requirement. I know what I make educated guesses about from research and knowing the things that I know. So I can't just blindly follow these standards and regulations.
Right.
So I want to encourage our students. I teach them what they need to know. I make sure that they can figure things out. I give them room to find their own strategies, their own techniques, and then I lead with that. Every kid gets an individualized curriculum, and that's difficult, but it's not impossible. Again, I'm one person. If I can do it as one person, we can do it as a school system. We can do it I can do it better and serve more people with a team, because everybody is different. And most boys are kinesthetic learners, meaning
Exactly.
they move. So
Right.
everything about the school system is counterproductive to everything inside of them.
Right.
Everything inside of them. And like you said, a lot of our students are creators. They're creative. Again, this is not creative.
It's not.
Is not creative. And then we wonder, I don't know about you, I'm 39 years old. It is very hard for me to focus on any one thing
Oh,
5 days a week.
I can't do it. Listen, I have Audible on my phone, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, okay, I love reading books and I want to hear the information. I don't put it on the speed of one, but I'm like, I need to get through this book real fast. I have it on twice. So the people are just speaking really, really fast, and I'm taking it in like because so it's like you might not be able to understand, but I'm listening. I'm everywhere because I got to hurry up and get through this book and get all this information. So I can't imagine, being in where, well, we were there. And honestly, Sherilla, it wasn't until I got outside of school that I began to learn what I needed to learn that actually helped me. Like I'm in the process right now of still learning. There's stuff that I get mad. I look at it and say, I spent 12 years in school and I don't know about finances.
I don't know about taxes. I couldn't have told you if I never became a business owner, I could never tell you the tax percentages. I wouldn't even know about credit.
Right.
I didn't even know credit was. I've heard of credit, but no one explained it to me. I did not know that this was the thing that was going to change my life forever. And knowing that as soon as you turn 18, these predators are going to jump on your kid.
Yes. And I thought it was free money. Lord, this free money.
You know what else we don't teach? We don't teach kids how to talk to people.
Right. Oh my.
We don't teach them how to process emotions in a healthy way.
Right.
We don't teach them how to think critically. Most people that I talk to kind of have that story that you have. Excuse me. Mine was different. I went through Moore County schools as an academically gifted student. I had the best of the best. I had a great educational experience. I loved school. I loved learning. All of my extracurricular activities were academic. I did math counts. I did debates. I did problem solving bowls. Literally, excuse me, from elementary through high school. This was my experience. But once I got out of school and started working with kids, which I always said I wasn't going to do.
Me too. I wasn't gonna have no kids either. I'm
not gonna have no kids, and I'm not working with no kids. What? Right. I'm gonna be a lawyer. What are you talking about? I'm too smart.
I was gonna be a brain surgeon. Oh Lord. Okay.
But I'm telling you, but that's the thing. But once I got out, I realized life happened. Right. Number one, without their life happened. I'm going to say something that only my close friends know. I'm going to tell you something about Sherilla.
Uh-oh.
I don't have my degree.
Okay.
Most people do not know that. I graduated top 10% of my class, but life happened. It wasn't anything academic. It was life. right?
Wow.
And I didn't. I started working. I did not know. I'm gonna tell you that small thing. I was in school as a finance major. I started working at a daycare, loved it, wanted to switch majors. The major wasn't at my university. No one told me that I could teach with any degree. No.
Wow.
And that's why I work so hard to support kids in so many different avenues. That one sentence
Wow.
would have changed my life. I didn't just,
Wow.
I spoke to people before I made this decision. And no one said that to me.
Oh my.
That one thing changed my life. But I left, started working towards a degree, my associate's degree, ended up getting a promotion. So now I'm doing what it is I was going to school for. Met my husband, got married, had my daughter during my last semester, never finished.
Wow.
You know, that's how life went.
Right.
However, every bit of my education coming through Moore County schools, they taught me how to think critically. They taught me how to problem solve. They taught me how to read, comprehend, research, talk to people. I was taught these things from elementary, middle, and high school. We had cotillions. I didn't know that these were things that I was only afforded because I was an AG student. I
Wow.
assumed that everyone
Everybody was, oh
had
my.
and they just chose not to do it.
Wow.
And that made me very upset when I was 22 years old and found those things and started coming to those realizations. But I know how important, because had I not had those skills, there's no telling where I would be in life right now. Everything I do, I am self-made. I do myself. Anything I want to learn, I teach myself, along with teaching kids. There are subjects that I teach that I've never studied. I taught myself. I put myself in school. Hey, Mr. Sherilla, can you teach this? Hold on, give me a minute.
See,
I go on YouTube.
YouTube University, I say it all the time.
Yeah, I practice. Yeah, I can teach this. But again, I'm academically gifted. So things click to me in a different way. But not only that, I think more than being academically gifted is I was trained from elementary school on how to think,
Wow.
how to solve problems, how to communicate.
Wow.
I was taught these things. Those things are non-existent in school systems. And it's not the teacher's fault. It's not the school system's fault. It is the federal government and our state government that sets the regulations for how these schools get their money.
Right.
It's their fault. But again, these are older people. I ain't gonna bring race into this until you bring it in, Miss Sherri. But it is older people. It is older people who are setting standards for kids that are out of touch with what our kids need right now. And again, a lot of these are the same things 50 years ago that didn't include us, number one, or number two, was built to exclude us.
Exactly. And also built to keep us as labor.
Yep. There you go.
Right? Not competition, because oh my goodness. Look, we'll be here all night. Do you hear me? But they are training our children to graduate to work for them.
Yes, that's why we stopped. That's why we took vocation out of schools and we made a requirement to go to universities to get a degree that we weren't allowed in. So you can't get a job without a degree, but you also can't come to our universities either.
Right. How that work?
Because if we think about it, the most prosperous time for Black people in America was right after the Civil War during Reconstruction.
Right.
Because guess what? The Black community, we built, we invented, we did. So we knew how to prosper. We knew
Wall Street, all of it.
Never had the chance to prosper and benefit from the work that we did. Right. And then when we created our neighborhoods and our communities and Black Wall Streets, and we were flourishing, we were doing well. Burnt it down. No, ma'am, no, sir. You will not succeed. You will not be rich. Could you imagine the amount of generational wealth we would have?
My Lord.
Had our communities and businesses not been burned to the ground. Had our ancestors been able to patent and profit from the inventions and the things that they did, it was illegal for us to own things. They could own us, but we couldn't own anything.
Right.
but that started then. And when we prosper, okay, well, let's take these trades away. You know what? They can do that, but guess what? They can't do it if we're not paying them. So now
Mm,
they to get these jobs.
right.
And that is our history of education, Black history for education. That's another thing we have to remember. We can't ignore that our history, Black history for education, is not the same as white history in education. And that makes a huge difference.
It does. It does. And I'm gonna tell you what's happening now, Sherilla, also is it is filtering into all of the children. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Although there is a lot of academic gaps with our African American students, as far as it goes with the whites, but as the more and more we're seeing that the entire educational system, we're getting on that level playing field, right?
yes,
It's happening, right? Because the whites and the blacks are now, like I said, it's an overload of information that's coming in. And one thing about us as blacks, we gonna do what we need to do to get it done. I don't know what they talk about lazy what. Oh, just because some folk on welfare, but guess what? They got a side business.
don't stop it. And let's not forget, there's more non-Black people on welfare than there are
that too.
on welfare. And we're not gonna get into, like you said, we'll be welfare while we were on welfare, the strategic.
Oh yeah, that's a whole new different story right there.
Yeah, we can do that another time. But right, all of these things lead up to it. But like you said, the deterioration of the education system in America that started with trying to affect us is now affecting
everybody
in it, for the most part. But it's affecting everybody. If you're not academically gifted, if you're not well attached, if you don't know the right people and know the right things, you're left out too.
Right. And it's coming to the have and the have nots at
Yes.
the end of the day. Yes. And that's why we have to do whatever we need to do, like programs like you have there, and just being able to say, listen, you're a genius. Some students, they just need to hear that. I remember I taught 8th grade over here in Montgomery County on the west side. And the students that would come in, I would tell her every day, I love you, I love y'all, and I would tell them, listen, you are smart, right? Like, you may not like math, but when you come in this classroom, I want you to, and so it's like a retraining of their mind, and saying, oh, you are smart, you can do that. Oh, math is not going to defeat you. You're stronger than math. Math ain't nothing but on a piece of paper. You see what I'm saying? It was like just showing them the impact and showing them that who they are from the inside out, rather than trying to get validation from the outside in, and getting, like, sometimes we wait for permission to learn, permission to do this, and permission to do, oh, they not gonna let you. Who ain't gonna let me? You can't. Who? I want to see them in their face. I want to see. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we have to let people know, let our young people know that you don't have to be limited. You don't have to wait for somebody to come and feed you. You can go grab the food for yourself. And I say it, and I'm gonna let you talk, but I say this. And we talk about the fish, and feed a man, fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And I take it further. No, we're not just going to teach him how to fish. We're going to teach him how to own that pond. Like, we got to become owners of things. And so that then we can have conferences of teaching people how to fish in the pond that we own. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So so we got to see ourselves in a whole new different way, rather than waiting for people to come and bring it to us. We got to do what we need to do, because we just that genius.
And that's it. And we just have to encourage our kids to unlock their genius. Right. I have 2 main mottos that are in the process of being trademarked. Number 1, books make you smart, smart makes you money. Kids don't want to read nowadays.
They want money, though.
Want the money. It doesn't fall out the sky.
Right.
Whether that book is on the computer, whether it's on Audible, it doesn't matter. Books make you smart. Smart makes you money. And number two, a confident student is a successful student. Everything we do is holistic. We think about the whole child. We think about the trauma. We think about the social emotional skills. We think about all of this around their academics because everybody is capable of learning.
Right.
Not only that, when you find your genius, it's easy to learn it. It is easy to learn your genius. And that's just something. So and that's how you unlock it. That's when you unlock when you get a chance to experience things, meet people, be exposed to different experiences. And guess what? We have the internet. There
We
is
do.
no
Just get on your phone. On your phone.
exposed. I tell every kid I meet, you have everything you need in the palm of your hand every single day, 24 hours a day. Even when it's plugged in charging, my daughter does not have that phone out of her hand. When she goes to sleep, I gotta look for it to make sure she's not gonna choke on the cord.
See,
because it's charging in bed. So they always have it. Use it. I'm not saying I'm a little bit different. I don't try to keep. I meet kids where they are. I have one kid who's on social media. I have one kid that's pretty free and flexible. But don't just use it for entertainment.
Right.
Use it. Everything you want is on the internet. If you want to do hair, it's all on the internet. Like you said, YouTube University. I teach my students about keyword searches. When I send you home to do homework, there is no reason for you to fail.
Right.
Now we did. You today in 2023 students, you should never turn in homework with a failing grade.
Exactly. Never.
You have Google. You plug it in. Plug it in, it'll come up.
Yes.
I have plugged things in, and my daughter has plugged things in, and the exact worksheet she had for homework ended up popping up on YouTube.
Look, in college too. I look that whenever I would look at doing my college, I'd be like, okay, let me put this whole sentence in, and it come right the whole worksheet.
The whole worksheet will pop right.
No excuse.
Just so my kids will say, Miss Sherilla, that's cheating. No, it's not. That is strategic. That is using your tools. I teach y'all how to use your tools. I would never go try to change my tire without the proper tools.
See,
I would never go try to wash my hair with some Coca-Cola.
Use the tools.
It's not cheating. It is using your tools. Again, no one has ever said, Sherilla, I'm giving you this paycheck till you tell me what 9 times 9 is. It's never happened, kids.
Right. Never. But I mean, and that opens up. It's just so much we can talk about. And I know it's time to go, but I appreciate the work you're doing, Sherilla, because even whenever we are investing into our children, it gives a fresh breath to community. Whenever we know that our children are learning, when we know that they're safe, when we know that they're getting the tools that they need in order for them to succeed, it brings up the entire community. It gives, when you know your children are doing good, that builds you up as a parent. It's like you feel that confidence, you feel that I know my children are getting what is needed and necessary, and it's nothing better than to know that your children feel a level of confidence in who they are. And your genius unlocked, it is, I know it's a blessing. I know it's a blessing, and it will continue to be a blessing. And I thank you for your time, Sherilla. We're going to have to come back and discuss a few other things, because like I said, we can talk forever, but on this couch conversation. But I appreciate your time. Any last words that you want to give? Tell us about, how we can contact you, how we can support you. What are your needs? Just let us know before we go.
Okay. So first and foremost, if you're in Candor, if you're in Montgomery County, especially Candor Elementary provides transportation to the after school program, and it's free. So reach out to us. You can find me on Facebook. You can stop by the community center. My business line is 910-434-5760. The website is under construction. It is going to be www.innergeniusunlock.com.
Okay.
And I do have some things coming up. So we are going to do EOG prep. They'll be virtual, $15 per session. The League of Extraordinary Minds, if you're interested in that, it is free. There will be a membership later on, but right now it's just free. I want to be able to get middle schoolers and high schoolers in and get this information out to them. And that's it. So anytime, this is the number. I love my shirts. 910-434-5760. You text Genius and I will text you back, and we can text back and forth, or we can call and talk, and we can talk about a number of things. Even if it's a service that I don't offer or haven't done, that's one of my God-given talents. I'm able to come up with programs at my head. And that's one of the things I love doing, is helping organizations and agencies create effective programs.
Gotcha.
So the best way to reach me is through that number by texting Genius, but Sherilla Horton on Facebook, Inner Genius Unlocked on Instagram. But reach out to me, find me. If you Google me, I do come up. Sherilla Horton comes up, Genius Unlocked comes up, and you can learn about some of the great things I did in Charlotte as well. But yeah, I think that's it. Don't forget about Brutonville Community Center. And if you want to volunteer, you can stop by also.
Okay, so you're looking for volunteers as well. Awesome. Thank you again, Sherilla. With It's Unlocked. We know that there's great things that are occurring, and we're going to continue to support you in any way that we can as well. And we're going to talk soon as well.
Thank you.
Right. You're welcome. You take care.
Thank you.
All right. So those who, as you see, y'all, go ahead and reach out to Miss Horton. She's doing some great and phenomenal things. Make sure that you're supporting her in any way. If you're over in the Brutonville community, she needs your help, y'all. I know the last time I went over there, they said that they had to stop the number coming in for right now. Well, I think it's during the summertime. I don't know, but reach out to them and volunteer. Reach out to them if you have a child that's in need of those services. Do not hesitate. We're getting ready to call it a night, y'all, because it is almost. Yeah. It's almost 9 o'clock. But listen, we're going to be here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Same time, same station, Facebook Live, Couch Conversations with Sherri Harris. Allgood. I love each and every one of you all. Continue to find that genius on the inside of you and teach your children as well, y'all, because listen, y'all, the world, look, it belongs to us, y'all. All we got to do is rule it, reign in it, find our level of authority and operate in it. I love each and every one of you all. God bless you, and may God's peace be with you all. Take care.